Hey everybody, Kano here. Just figured I was going to take this mono blue Tron list into a competitive league and record it for pre-recorded purposes. I've really been enjoying playing this on my own, so I figured I might as well do a video on it. Alrighty, round one. Alright, round one we'd like to play first. We draw a land. This hand's pretty insane, actually. But if we don't draw a land, we're going to be in trouble. So let's mulligan real quick. Same problem, minus a Tron piece. Okay, I'm actually going to keep this. Ballista to the bottom. Well, island map go. Here's hoping this works out for us. Let me adjust the position of my mic. And it's Dredge! Well, we do have an Aetherize if we ever get to where we can cast it. Okay. Rewarded. Opponent mills themselves. Mills a Copperline Gorge and a Shriekhorn. Mills himself again. Milling a Bloodstained Mire and a Life from the Loam into double Amalgam. Oh gosh. Alright. One of Cracks, Wooded Foothills. Well, if we can get to Tron and play Ugin, we're going to win the game, because whatever dudes they put on the board, we're just going to exile away. If we can at least get to Aetherize, we can, like, fog for a turn up to it anyway. Okay, opponent loams back some lands. I'm gonna actually repeal this Shriekhorn. We wanted to see if we could draw a Tron piece, and we did. In addition, we didn't want them to be able to mill again before they draw. Alright, we get a Dismember. Well, players is mine. Pass the turn. Alright, opponent can go nuts on board for all we care. They mill a Creeping Chill. Get that free Lightning Helix. Replays their Shriekhorn. Mills themselves. Mills another Loam. Plays a land. Loams back some lands. Okay, let's get the power plant. Untap, we draw Walking Ballista. We'll play Power Plant. Yeah, just play Ugin. Shoot our opponent. Pass the turn. Opponent will be able to kill Ugin if they discard their entire hand. Okay, opponent Creeping Chills us down to 14, gets a Narcomoeba. Gets another Narcomoeba. Okay, reanimates Bloodghast. Cracks Wooded Foothills. Gets a Blood Crypt. Untapped. They can cast a Loam, I think, and get up to 8 cards in hand. But they can't kill Ugin. They can get him down really low. But if that's all they do, we can protect him with Aetherize, and ourselves, for that matter. Opponent could just shoot us and try and rush us down, I guess. I don't know if they win because we could just minus Ugin and then they would be in a really bad place. Opponent conflagrates Ugin down to 1. Gets back the amalgams. Well, we untap. We draw a spatial contortion. So let's +2 Ugin. Shoot Narcomoeba. Put Walking Ballista on 1. And pass the turn. This way we have Aetherize, Spatial Contortion, and Walking Ballista. Like, ultra super tertiary backup plan. Alright, see what our opponent does. They draw a card. They mill themselves. Opponent dredged a loam, okay. Opponent going to flashback Faithless Looting, sure. Opponent dredges a Stinkweed Imp. And another Stinkweed Imp. Goes attacking. Decides against it. All for it. Alright. Well, let's Aetherize. Untap. Draw an island. Play an island. Shoot our opponent. Attack for 1. Play Treasure Mage. Go get Wormcoil. Cast a Wormcoil engine. Pass the turn. Well, we're in a pretty good spot now, I think. Opponent dredges a Stinkweed Imp and concedes. Okay, so versus dredge. We want the Surgicals. Grafdigger's Cage for sure. Probably want Spatial Contortion. We want Chalice. Chalice can stop Faithless Lootings. We probably want Chalice. Let's go down Emrakul. Remand is mega bad. Spell Snare not great either. Let me go up Ulamog over a Mindslaver. Maybe we don't want Chalice. What do we run instead of Chalice? Let's take out 2 Chalices, put in Tech Edge, and I guess the other Ulamog. Try it like this. Alright, no Tron, 1 land, colorless, mulligan. Alright, we got the Oh, do we have to pitch an Urza's Mine to Gemstone Caverns? We could pitch Trinket Mage. Island on top. Let's put Island to the bottom. We're going to pitch Trinket Mage. It's a little bit weird, but... Okay, opponent plays Wooded Foothills, cracks Wooded Foothills, Stomping Ground. Opponent going to Faithless Looting. Pitching a Stinkweed Imp. Well, let's Surgical the Stinkweed Imp. Opponent has Loam, Conflagrate, and Cathartic. Well, we just took one of the most important dredgers. We draw Condescend. That's going to be really good for the the Cathartic Reunion our opponent casts next turn. Oh, man. So opponent... Did I not exile the one out of the... Oh, they dredged Dakmor Salvage. Okay. I saw that notification and I was like, did I not get them all? Alright, opponent. Reanimate a Bloodghast. Cracks Bloodstain Mire. Maybe we should have kept Trinket Mage to go get Grafdigger's Cage. Not sure here. Okay, opponent casts a Cathartic Reunion, so we're going to Force Spike it. Island to the bottom, tower on top. We untap, we draw the tower, play the tower, pass the turn. Opponent dredges Thug, gets a Creeping Chill. Gets in for 2. We go to 15. Plays a Mana Confluence. Flashbacks Faithless Looting. Dredges Salvage and Loam. Opponent is dredging way slower. Let's see. Do we play the Talaria West or do we play the Urza's Mine? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we'll play the Urza's Mine. That way if we draw an island next turn, we can transmute for the last Tron land and start Wormcoiling them. Opponent gets in for 3, takes us to 12. Opponent loams, picking up Blood Crypt, Wooded Foothills, and Bloodstain Mire. We draw Cyclonic Rift. We'll play a Talaria West. Hopefully we don't die to this Conflagrate too fast. Opponent attacks with everything. They have 5 cards in hand. They can probably pick up 3 lands. Maybe we have to Cyclonic Rift this to stay alive. We take 4, go to 8. We're probably dead next turn, I think. Opponent loams. Oh, we're just dead now. Dead if we did, dead if we didn't. All right. Does it change how we're set up at all? I don't think it does. Alright, we'd love to play first. Grafdigger's Cage is a decent start. So we'll keep starters as tower, Grafdigger's Cage. Pass the turn. Opponent starts Stomping Ground. Faithless Looting. Opponent discards Bloodghast Narcomoeba. Well, we play an island, pass the turn. We can repeal our own cage if necessary. Opponent floats a red, plays a land, can't Bloodghast, Shriekhorn. Passes. We draw Condescend. We'll play tower number 2. Opponent cracks a Bloodstained Mire. Gets a Blood Crypt tapped. Still no Bloodghast. Untaps. Plays a Gemstone Mine. Opponent is going to Cathartic Reunion. No Dredgers. I'm actually... It's bad to counter it if they have a Nature's Claim in hand, and it's good to counter it if they don't. Let's do it. Okay, tower to the bottom, island to the bottom. Pass to our turn, we draw an Ulamog. Play Tectonic Edge, pass the turn. Opponent's reluctant to mill themselves, so they really do not have it. Opponent hardcast Stinky. We thirst for knowledge. Discard Wormcoil Engine. Untap. Draw Field of Ruin. Play Field of Ruin. Pass the turn. Opponent gets in for 1. No blocks. Plays a fetch land. Cracks a fetch land. Goes and finds a Blood Crypt untapped. Hard casts a Creeping Chill. I don't think that actually does anything. Sure. Well, maybe we condescend just to... yeah. Let's condescend just to get a couple of scries out of this. There's a power plant. And a thirst. Thirst to the bottom, power plant on top. Untap, draw power plant. Play the power plant. Pass the turn. Opponent gonna get in for 1. Hardcast another Stinkweed Imp. One, two, three, four, five, six. I want to repeal and draw, but that's really greedy. Let's... We could field their green source. That doesn't seem too bad. I wouldn't mind having another blue available. So, field the Stomping Ground. Get an island. Opponent gets a mountain. We untap. We draw Ugin. Alright, well, pass the turn. We do have Snap Condescend or Snap Thirst, as well as Repeal. So we should be in a really good place still. Opponent. Attacks. We go to 16. Stinkweed Imp number 3. Alright. Well, let's Snapcaster for Thirst for Knowledge. Oh, wait, we can't. Ha ha! Kano's good at this game, he promises. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, well, pass the turn. Oh, good at this game. Opponent attacks for 3. No blocks, can't block. All 4 Stinkweed Imps. Quadra Imp. Well, now I think we just repeal Shriekhorn because we'd like to draw any land at all. Opponent mills themselves. Mills an Archamoeba. Okay, repeal goes off. We draw Academy Ruins. We play Academy Ruins. Here comes Ugin. -3. We don't attack because we don't want them to put a Stinkweed Imp in the grave. And our opponent scoops up the match. We'll play first. Oh my gosh, this is like the hand. This is pretty close to everything you want. And depending on what deck we're playing against, it might just be unbeatable. So let's start Island, pass the turn. Opponent starts Forest. Hardened Scales. Okay. We untap, we draw Spatial Contortion. So play Power Plant, pass the turn. Opponent plays a Darksteel Citadel. Welding Jar. Mox Opal. Evolutionary Leap. Well, it's a pretty impressive start from our opponent, but they don't have anything to take advantage of it. So let's bounce Hardened Scales, draw Repeal. Untap, we draw Emrakul. Play Urza's Mine, pass the turn. Opponent plays another Darksteel Citadel, Hardened Scales. Animation Module. And passes. Well, let's Thirst for Knowledge. Discard an artifact. Untap, we draw Tower. We'll play the Tower. How much does Emrakul cost? 10? So playable next turn? Alright, let's pass. Maybe we should have discarded 2 cards. We could have cast Wormcoil there. Not sure if that's right or wrong. I'm no Tron expert. I'm just playing a deck that's good. Well, it plays an Inkmoth Nexus. And passes. Well, let's Thirst. We could Mindslaver him first. We'll have 10 mana next turn, so we get Emrakul. Actually, is there any other card types we can get into our grave? Oh, we can't get 2 more. We could put a land in the grave, but... Let's discard a Spatial Contortion and a Mine. Untap. We draw Dismember. Okay, that matters. So now, if we play Mine, we could Emrakul for 9 mana. Take control of our opponent next turn. And now we can dismember their Inkmoth Nexus. Okay, opponent lets the ability go off. Okay, opponent's turn. They got a bunch of lands and a Mox Opal. Well, let's see. Let's cast the Mox Opal. Having Legend rule itself. Animate the Inkmoth. Sack the Welding Jar. Okay, we'll Dismember. They don't get any creatures out of it. And I guess we just float their mana. I mean, they're going to take their turn now anyway, but... They're holding a whole lot of nothing right now. Opponent finds a Horizon Canopy. Cracks it to draw. But then we're going to attack for 2 turns in a row with this Mindslaver, so I very highly doubt there's anything they can use to kill us here. Okay, we untap. We draw an Ugin. Play an island. Flying and trample, right? Alright. Play Mindslaver. And that should pretty much be it. Opponent scoops it up. Alright. So versus Hardened Scales, we want Chalices, Engineered Explosives. Dismember seems pretty good. I think a more active win condition in Ulamog is better than Emrakul. They have a lot of colorless stuff, so Ugin is not quite as good. Spatial Contortion seems really important, as well as Dismember. They're both things our opponent can't regen out of with Welding Jar. Remand is kind of bad here. Nimble Obstructionist seems nice. We might actually stifle something important. Mindslaver seems bad. And we'll go down to Condescend. Yeah, It's a good hand. If this was Chalice, this would be even better, but this is a good hand. So we will start Gemstone Caverns. And I think let's see. We're not pitching a Tron land. Aetherize seems good because it doesn't target, and returning their creatures to their hand seems good. I guess we get rid of Obstructionist. Like, it's good versus Ravager to counter, like, the move all counters trigger, but... Opponent starts Inkmoth, Arcbound Worker. We untap. We draw Ugin. Play Urza's Tower. Play Ballista. Pass the turn. Opponent Inkmoth Nexus number 2. Mox Opal. Ravager. Animation Module. Well, between Dismember and this Ballista, we should get a kill on this Ravager. So let's play an Urza's Mine. Dismember Ravager. Opponent sacks Mox Opal. Sacks Ravager. Okay. So we shoot the worker. Opponent loses the worker. Cool. They only have 2 cards in hand. Be pretty much out of resources at this point. They play a Darksteel Citadel. And play a Steel Overseer. And a second animation module. Alright, well we have Aetherize mana. Now we just need to draw Tron mana. Opponent plays a Darksteel Citadel. Fires up Inkmoth. Fires up Inkmoth. Attacks, attacks. No blocks. Opponent activates Overseer. Well, let's put 2 of their lands in their hand. If we could draw the last Tron piece and just Ugin down this Steel Overseer, it's game. It's so game over. Okay, Oblivion Stone. Not bad. Pass the turn. Still like that last Tron land. At this point, we would like any land. Opponent plays a Hangerback Walker. How do we get out of this one? We draw a Spatial Contortion. So we can contort the Walker Or we can contort the Overseer. Walker becomes a threat. Steel Overseer is the threat right now, I guess. We gotta do it now, whatever we're gonna do, because we don't want him to activate this again. Especially not after, like, another Ink Moth comes down. Yeah, we gotta hit Steel Overseer. Pass the turn. Okay, opponent plays their other Ink Moth. Animates the Ink Moth. Gets in for 2. Puts a counter on Hangerback. Gets a servo. We untap. We draw a tower. We'll play a tower. If we blow up the board now, opponent gets 3 flyers and loses their modules and servo. Yeah, I think that's what we gotta do. There's no reason to let our opponent untap and get another one. Especially because this just hits non-land. So like it won't even blow up the Ink Moths if they activate it. Yeah, let's just do it now. Blow up the board. Opponent gets some servos. Opponent finds a Steel Overseer. Animates Ink Moth. Gets in with the dudes. We untap. We draw Condescend. Well, we can't Worm Coil. And I think unless we can get down Ugin next turn, actually, even if we get down Ugin next turn, we're probably dead. Can't imagine our opponent casts something big enough for us to make it worth condescending. But it fires up Ink Moth. Fires up Ink Moth. We already blew our Aetherize. We don't have a second... Oh, we do have a second blue mana. But we're not going to have it in time. Go to 9 poison. Forest for our opponent. We draw a Repeal. So we can repeal for free. We get a Snapcaster, but we cannot Snapcaster Aetherize. If we Snapcaster Dismember, doesn't do it. So we scoop it up. Alright. Any changes for the last game? I don't think so. Alright, yes, we would like to play first. Yeah, we'll keep this. We have creature removal. We can blow up all the 0 drops or 1 drop. Start tower, pass the turn. Opponent starts Darksteel Citadel into an animation module. We draw a Walking Ballista. Play a Power Plant. Put down a Ballista. Pass the turn. Opponent plays an Ink Moth, plays an Opal. Plays their own Walking Ballista. Well, we'll ping them then. Is opponent going to pay one and get a servo? They do. Alright. Well, there's Tron. We're going to play an island. Kind of hide the fact that we have Tron here, and maybe you're waiting on something else. Because I really want to hold up these Dismembers. If our opponent plays a bunch of 0-drops, we'll get in a huge Engineered Explosives. If they animate Ink Moth, we'll just Dismember it. Opponent plays a Llanowar Reborn. Makes a servo. You're going to move the counter onto the servo? No? Plays an Arcbound Worker. Makes a servo. Opponent gets in for 1. We take 1. So let's Dismember Worker. Opponent puts a counter on whatever. We untap. We draw Oblivion Stone. Well, let's just hide that we have anything useful yet. Make our opponent build a board into this Dismember and O-Stone. Opponent plays a Nexus. Well, we have a Dismember for the first one. Opponent plays a Hanger back. Makes a servo. Let's see, are they going to graft the Hanger back? Probably. They do. Makes another servo. Okay. Dismember the Hanger back. We untap. We draw a Spell Snare. Play O-Stone. Blow up the world. Pass the turn. Well, we have a Spell Snare for Cranial Platings, or Steel Overseers, or not animation modules, unfortunately. Fires up Ink Moth. Fires up Ink Moth. Gets in for 2 Infect. We take it. Untap. We draw land. Well, we're going to hold that in case we want to discard something to a Thirst for Knowledge later. We don't quite need the mana yet. Would be nice if we could draw an Ulamog and just wipe out these Ink Moths. Okay, opponent pumps the Ink Moth. Takes us up to 4 Infect. Plays a Horizon Canopy. And an Arcbound Worker. Okay. Gets a servo. We untap. And draw land. Well, hope we're not dead. There's a Steel Overseer. Well, we spell snare the Overseer. Fires up Nexus. Fires up Nexus. Kind of would like an Aetherize. Another Tron land. Pass the turn. Come on, deck, we need not lands! Opponent fires up Inkmoth. Fires up Inkmoth. Gets in, takes us up to 8 Infect. Wrong ability. Okay. We draw Cyclonic Rift, but it does not answer Inkmoth. What a way to go. We had so many draws and did not draw an answer to Inkmoth. Maybe we should have waited and gotten greedier with our board wipes. That could be a misplay on my part there. Just not thinking about it, like, because Dismember was our answer to Inkmoth. But I have a feeling we would have lost a lot sooner to the, like, that. There's everything else. We would have thirsted into an Ulamog. Well, dang. Sometimes you have Tron, but no bombs. All right, here we go. Round 3. We'll play first. Natural Tron? Sure. Start Power Plant, pass the turn. Oh, I wish I could get my neck to pop. Opponent might be on the As Foretold plan. Opponent baubles us to see what we draw. We draw Tower. We'll play the Tower, pass the turn. This could be Artifact Prison as well. Botanical Sanctum. Probably Artifact Prison, yeah. Ancient Stirrings. Mox Opal for our opponent. Plays a Mox Opal. We untap, we draw Oblivion Stone. We'll play an island. Let's go ahead and Treasure Mage. Let's get a feeling there might be a bridge coming soon. Let's get Mindslaver. This feels like where we'd want Mindslaver. Opponent looks at our top card, wants to know what's coming up, draws an extra card. Plays a Spire of Industry, plays a Welding Jar. Chalice on 1. We untap, we draw. Expedition map. Sure. Didn't need it. Get in for 2. Play Mindslaver. Pass the turn. So my plan right now is to Mindslaver our opponent and cast an Oblivion Stone. Oh, dang. I guess now we have to O-Stone. That's kind of unfortunate. We draw Dismember. So let's play a tower. Attack for 2. Play an Oblivion Stone. Pass the turn. Opponent plays Welding Jar number 2. Let it resolve. Opponent passes. Fate counter Mindslaver. Is this a whir? Whir of Invention. X4. Sorceress Spyglass. I guess I did not play around Sorceress Spyglass, and I should have. Opponent names O-Stone. We draw Condescend. Little late. Play Gemstone Caverns. Get in for 2. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Welding Jar and a Bottled Cloister. Yeah, we will counter Bottled Cloister. Tower to the bottom. Chalice on top. Untap, draw Chalice. We're going to put Chalice on 3, so I think we're going to put Chalice on 3. Let me actually look up a deck list really quick for this deck that our opponent's playing. If we put it on 3, we hit Bridge, Crucible, Whir for 0, and Engineered Explosives on 3, which would be their only way to answer it. So we're going to put it on 3 at the cost of this Dismember. I guess our opponent could still Whir for 6, but hopefully we draw another counterspell before then. Or Whir for CMC 6, I mean. We draw another tower, play the tower. Get in for 2. Okay, walking ballista is a way to kill them. Just make a big dumb dude. Okay, opponent has 1 turn to get out of this. They concede. Awesome. Okay, I really want Commandeer, because I want to, like, jank them out when they were for a bunch. I think that's cool. Chalice is good. Engineered Explosives on 1 or 0 is good. Crucible might be decent. Ulamog's in. Spatial Contortion's out. Dismember out. Surgical's in, so they don't have any recurring nonsense, I don't think. Do we want Sphinx of the final word? It's a giant hexproof threat. Can't counter any of our instants. Oh, Aetherize out, my bad. What else do we go down? I guess Remand is pretty bad. Try like this. We might want that tech edge for the next game, but we'll see. We have Tron land and explosives on 0. Nothing else. We're going to mulligan. Double Surgical's really bad with only 1 land. Alright. Natural Tron into Ulamog. Let's do it. Opponent plays a Tormod's Crypt. And a Bauble. And a Mox Opal. Ancient Stirrings for our opponent. Opponent kept the no land, Mox only hand. Draws a land, plays a land. Untap. We draw. Wormcoil. Start power plant, play map. Pass the turn. Opponent plays Aspire, plays Bauble 2. Opponent gonna Whirf on 3. For Crucible, interesting, we get a Chalice. Play a Mine. Chalice on 0. Pass the turn. The Battle of the Broken Artifacts has begun. Opponent transmutes Talaria West. Is this for a Ghost Quarter? Tectonic Edge. Plays Talaria West from the grave. Tectonic Edge is 4 more lands, right? Well, classic problem with Tectonic Edge. 3 is not 4. Get Urza's Tower. Untap. Play Tower. Play Wormcoil. Pass the turn. Opponent sacks Bauble. Sacks Bauble. Trying to draw an answer to Wormcoil. Plays Attack Edge. Opponent plays a Psy Master Thopterist. We draw a Power Plant. Well, attack for 6. No reason to play this Power Plant. Oh, whoops, we need to not pay all of it quite. We need to pay all but 1. Dang it. There we go. X is 3. Go walking ballista. Ballist him. Opponent transmutes Talaria West. Gets an Inventor's Fair. Plays Inventor's Fair. And plays an Ensnaring Bridge. Okay. Ping the Thopter. Draw a Snapcaster. Dang. We could put Chalice on. Oh no, they have 2 different hexproof artifacts with Orbs of Warding and. We could put Chalice on 3. That would prevent further ensnaring of the bridges. We just need to draw another tower and we can get out of this. Like, we can just hit Ensnaring Bridge and kill them. Yeah, let's do it. Chalice on 3. Pass the turn. Opponent gains a life. Opponent transmuting a Talaria West for an Engineered Explosives. Well, they can't put it on 0. Oh, yes, they can. Very clever. You can put it on 0 by paying 1 for it. Nice. Okay. We missed 2 damage there. Opponent gets back Talaria West. We untap. We draw an island, which unfortunately we cannot play, because our last Tron piece will immediately get tech edged. Yeah, we gotta draw a tower at this point. Very clever on the Engineered Explosives plan. I had something similar happen once where, due to Athalia, I put a Pentad Prism on 3 charges in Ad Nauseam once, and then killed Athalia and had enough mana to go off. Slaughter Pact OP. It was good. Okay. Tower. Dang. And we would be okay, but they can replay that tech edge every turn, so we have to try and draw a tower still. Opponent gonna tutor up. Damping Sphere. That should put the nail in the coffin for this game. When it plays Witchbane, plays Damping Sphere. We draw Ugin. We're never going to make it off of 4 mana. We could draw a Repeal. We could draw a Repeal, I think. Or Cyclonic Rift. No, we can't cast Cyclonic Rift for enough. I'll give it one more draw while I think of anything. There's Cyclonic Rift. We could rift one thing, so we could rift Ensnaring Bridge. Opponent's got this on O-Stone. We can't O-Stone. We would not get the Manitou anyway. Could play an island. Rift Damping Sphere at our opponent's end step. Then they hit Tower. They hit Tower, replay it. We untap, draw Tower. But then we can't snap, we won't be able to Snapcaster for Rift. So we're done. Okay. I'm gonna bring in a negate, I think, over a surgical. We'll try it like that. We'll play first. We'll keep this hand. Start Tower map. Pass the turn. Our opponent floods the board with 0 drops. We'll have an Engineered Explosives on 0. Opponent starts Botanical Sanctum. Ooh, Commandeer's fun. We'll play an Urza's Mine. Make them feel like they're under pressure. When it plays a Spire, creatures entering the battlefield don't cause abilities to trigger. So our tutor creatures? That's it, right? Treasure Mage, Trinket Mage, Snapcaster, none of which are particularly painful to lose. Let's go ahead and get the last Tron piece. Power Plant. We get a Cyclonic Rift. I'm going to play a Talaria West. Pass the turn. We do have this Commandeer to, like, snatch a artifact of some kind. Opponent has explosives to put on 0. Okay. Opal. Transmutes Talaria West. Or Tectonic Edge. We get a snow-covered island. If we blow up Opal, does that hurt them enough to warrant doing it? I don't think so. Let's wait for a turn. and Thirst. See if we get a better option. Or redundant Tron piece. Opponent's got an Opal. Plays a Psy. Sure. Bauble. We'll Thirst. We're going to discard 2 cards. We're going to discard Snapcaster and Spell Snare. Untap. Draw Ulamog. Play Power Plant. Go for Wormcoil. Engineered Explosives on 0. Destroy all 0-cost artifacts. So we don't get a big whir out of them. Opponent taps 2 to sack an artifact and draw. Opponent plays a Bauble, gets a guy. Tech Edges, Power Plant. Plays a land, plays a Tormod's Crypt. We untap, we draw Wormcoil. Play a Snow-Covered Island. Attack for 6. Opponent blocks, we gain 6. They're going to sack to draw, it looks like. Sure. Okay, we don't gain anything. They sack Bauble, drawing lots of cards. Lots and lots of cards. Opponent plays a Bauble for a dude. Ancient Stirrings for a Mox Opal. Plays a Mox Opal, gets a dude. Gets in for 2. Passes. Their end step, I'm going to repeal Psy. Okay, opponent whirs for 3, gonna go get an Ensnaring Bridge. A Crucible. We get a field. We draw a Repeal. So we could repeal Crucible. Let me think about this. We could repeal Crucible, and if we draw another blue spell, commandeer it, and that'd be really sweet. Play a field. Attack for 6. Opponent jumps. Let me check that deck list again real quick. They run 1 island, looks like. So we might be able to field them. Cut them off of a little mana. We probably should have commandeered that Whir, in hindsight. Bounce Crucible. We draw an island. Opponent replays Crucible. Replays Tech Edge. Sacks Tech Edge to destroy the tower. Opponent gets in for 1. Take it, go to 23. Untap, we draw. Opponent's looking at the top card of our library. See, we draw Gemstone Caverns. Play an island. Attack for 6. We can field their Spire. I want to overload the Cyclonic Rift, but I don't know if we're ever going to get there. We need a Surgical for this Tech Edge. Let's field the Spire. Get an island. Bounce the Crucible. If our opponent wants to do it again, they have to sacrifice Tech Edging for a turn, which will allow us to put down our second Worm Coil. Opponent plays a Crucible, plays Tech Edge. Tech Edge is the mine. We untap. We draw an island. Play Gemstone Caverns. Attack for 6. Now, without drawing the rest of our islands in a row, I don't see how we can actually get through this. Which is actually kind of frustrating. Okay. Opponent blows up Talaria West. Opponent goes to their second main phase. Casts a Psy, Master Thopterist. Engineer Explosives on 0, just so they get a token. We draw a Power Plant. Play an island. We're going to have to start playing fast so that our opponent catches up on the clock. Attack for 6. Opponent, Ancient Stirrings. Opponent sacrifices their land for the turn so they can play Tech Edge. And plays a Damping Sphere. Gets in for 1. If they don't crack Tech Edge this turn, we'll get up to 6 lands. Or at least before our main phase, I should say. Okay, they do. Put Chalice on 0. Attack for 6. Opponent replays Tech Edge. Plays an Ensnaring Bridge. 4 cards in hand. Gets in for 1. Tech Edge's Power Plant. We untap. Draw tower, play tower, pass the turn. Opponent plays Tech Edge. Tech Edge the tower. Gets in for 1. Transmutes a Talaria West for Academy Ruins. We draw O-Stone. Play O-Stone, pass the turn. Now, if we draw a 5th land this turn before our opponent can put down some Spy Goggles, we should be able to lock this up. Opponent plays a Tezzeret. Gonna go tutor up that stupid Sorcerous Spyglass. Makes me really wish I put a Hercules Recall on the board and just Hercs our opponent and win the game. Opponent gets in for 1. Passes. We untap. We draw. Treasure Mage. Run it out into the Torpor Orb. Probably should have kept it for the Commandeer, but I'm a little on tilt right now, and I don't think anybody can fault me for that. This has been really frustrating. Game 2 we'd have won if we'd have drawn the 2nd tower, which Tron always seems to do when I'm not playing it. And this game's just AIDS. Nobody wants this. Now, Karmic Justice, you could argue for playing Tron, I deserve this. And you might be right. Opponent sacks some artifacts to draw a card. I mean, they have 6 cards in hand. Wormcoil. Okay, there we go. There it is. The Academy Ruins they haven't yet played. Opponent pluses Tezzeret. Explosives on 0. Make it more dudes. We draw Condescend. Well, we passed the turn. Well, we'd like a way to answer that Tezzeret. Unfortunately, we could not commandeer it. And unfortunately, we could not counter it. We were like 2 mana away from that. We draw an uncastable Ugin. Plays a Spire of Industry. Another set of spyglasses. Wish we could commandeer that too, put it on Tezzeret. That'd be fun. Redundantly names O-Stone. It's the only thing they're afraid of. Opponent plays a Bottled Cloister, so now they will always have a creature arbitrarily large enough to attack, and we will never be allowed to attack. We cannot Snapcaster for our Cyclonic Rift, as we've already used it. Not that we could actually get to the mana to actually cast it. Our only hope is our opponent somehow times out before we play. I have a feel like I'm sure that in the rest of our cards there might actually be a way to win, though I don't know what it is. And it might have just been holding that Condescend until we get this Condescend. We can no longer Ballista. Opponent plays another bridge. A third bridge. Well, that was annoyingly frustrating. Pastor of Muppets. I love it. Oh, that's a wonderful username. Kind of a slow hand, but we'll keep this. We do have some way to interact. Opponent starts Gemstone Mine into a Sakura Tribe Scout. We'll play an island, pass the turn. See if we can't hide what we're doing from them. Just in case they have the weird combo kill. Interesting they did not float mana. We get a Cyclonic Rift. We'll play a Power Plant. Spatially contort the snake. You might be flexible, but not through the nth dimension. Opponent plays an Asuza. Has more bounce lands. We draw a Trinket Mage. But do we have anything that can actually deal with this? We get Chalice, but Chalice doesn't do anything. Alright, pass. If our opponent tightens us here, we are almost certainly dead. 100%. There's been a couple of matchups where I wish I've had a Karn to put in this deck. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and go to game 2. Okay. We might just be playing Race to Ulamog. I think Mindslaver's a little slow. Aetherize is not good. Emrakul can be decent. Chalice is like okay, I think. Spell Snare, not great. Remand kind of varies. Trinket Mage, or Treasure Mage is bad. Trinket Mage might be okay. Put down a Worm Coil, I guess. We could go up Tech Edge Crucible Worlds, but that's also kind of slow. I guess we bring in Surgicals. They don't actually have that many threats. If we counter one, we Surgical it. Like if we counter Titan, we can Surgical a Titan, and then their primary method of winning the game is gone. Spatial Contortion and a Remand. Well, I don't know how I feel about that. Let's go down to Chalice and a Remand. Try it like that. Tron piece. Tron piece. Spatial Contortion. Trinket Mage. Chalice on 0 for the pacts. Opponent bounce land. Asuzan to bounce land into Gemstone Mine. Tron piece. Tron assembled. I guess we could Spatial Contortion Asuza off of Snapcaster, but I'm not sure if we want to do that or not. Attack with Trinket Mage. Opponent does not block. Letting Asuza live here might be death. Four mana. Walking Ballista. Sure. Flash in Snapcaster. Target Spatial Contortion. Gonna kill Snappy. Gets in for 1. Plays a Forest. And now we contort the Ballista. Opponent pings us for 1. Cool. We untap. We draw Talaria West. Players is mine. Should have attacked. Did not attack. Opponent has prime time. So we thirst for knowledge. Discard an artifact. Mr. Ballista. Here comes the Primeval Titan. When it gets Talaria West and a Simic Growth Chamber, bounces Talaria West. Blaze Growth Chamber bounces Kabira Crossroads. Plays Kabira Crossroads. I'm going to surgical this Ballista. Just to see if that's the only one they got. Do they have any other ways to win the game than Prime Time or like Soccer Tribe Beatdown? They do not, but they do have another Primeval Titan in hand. So let's exile Ballista. Untap. We draw Ulamog. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Play Ulamog. Or not Ulamog, Ugin. And we'll -6 him. Pay for the Spell Pierce. Play Talaria West. Pass the turn. Opponent will cast their Primeval Titan. Here comes Titan 2, Electric Boogaloo. Opponent gets a Cavern of Souls and Vesuva on Ghost Quarter. Ah, but your Ghost Quarters will be too late. Transmutes Talaria West. Gets a Sun Home. Well, we untap. Draw a Remand. Shoot our opponent. Ulamog. Pass the turn. Where is your Ghost Quarter now? Opponent concedes. Alright. I guess it's reasonable to get another chalice in here over something, because putting it on 0 for the pacts is... Why do I have Commandeer in here? Commandeer shouldn't be in here. I don't think. Chalice, honestly, probably better than Nimble. Alright, try it like that. Well, this hand is unplayable. Mulligan? Still not great. Alright. 2 Tron pieces. Let's go. O-Stone to the bottom. Opponent starts Slayer's Stronghold. Top deck god smiles upon me. Play an Urza's Mine. Opponent goes for a Trinket Mage. Okay. Gonna get their Amulet. Amulet of Vigor. Get the Power Plant. Draw Condescend. Play Power Plant. Go Worm Coil. Opponent plays Amulet. Plays Selesnya Sanctuary. Untaps it. Taps it. Bounces the Sanctuary. Gonna play Azusa. They can get up to 5 mana this turn. If they want. Ancient Stirrings. Hopefully they don't get another Amulet. They get a Coalition Relic. Untaps Sanctuary. Taps it. Untaps Sanctuary. Taps it. Probably plays Coalition Relic. Ancient Stirrings again. Gets an Engineered Explosives. Interesting. Plays a Soccer Tribe Scout. We untap, we draw a Trinket Mage. Well, nobody won by not attacking, so we're gonna attack. On an Ancient Stirrings. Would like some blue mana here, honestly. Just like rip an island into an Ugin, please. That'd make me so happy. Opponent gets a Vesuva. Plays a Selesnya Sanctuary, untaps it. Floats mana. Bounces Sanctuary. Plays Sanctuary. Untaps it. Floats mana. Bounces it. I'm gonna play the Sanctuary. Plays Sanctuary. Untaps it. Floats mana. Bounces it. Activates Scout. Plays Sanctuary. Untaps it. Floats mana. Gonna bounce the Stronghold this time? They do. Oh, they're gonna put Walking Ballista on 10. Or 5, I guess, sorry. That's a walking ballista. You have a walking ballista. Opponent gets in for 3. We untap. We draw a map. We'll play a map. Activate map. Get an island. Play an island. Repeal ballista? Opponent's gonna shoot us a few times. Let's charge counter on Coalition Relic. We draw Surgical. And get in for 6. Opponent going to use up a ton of their clock to replay a Walking Ballista on 5 or 6 again. Opponent is at 1,000,000 mana, approximately. Well, they can kill Wormcoil. Opponent attacks for 3, takes us to 22. We untap. We draw Negate. Well, attack for 6. Opponent blocks. You're gonna shoot us? Why would you do that? Why would you not just shoot the Wormcoil until you have... We're in a Surgical Ballista just so we see what they have in their hand. They have an Engineered Explosives, which we can negate in Azusa, Slayer Stronghold, and Vesuva. That was a very questionable line by our opponent, I think. They do not currently have a way to make colorless mana. They do have Slayer Stronghold, though. But I don't know if they're going to be smart enough to do what our previous opponent did, where they put Engineered Explosives on 1, but with colorless mana. We'll just negate it. Oh, opponent had Pact of Negation. Blows up all 0-drops. They're gonna Slayer Stronghold their Trinket Mage. Alright. Just need to rip an Ugin right off the top. We get Thirst for Knowledge into Ugin plus Tower, too. There's a power plant. So let's Thirst for Knowledge. Let's discard 2 cards. Let's discard Remand and Trinket Mage. Play Power Plant. Play our own Ballista. Pass the turn. Opponent has to pay 5 or they lose. Plays their Slayer Stronghold. Alright, well, Ugin should be game here. Hey, we got there! Alright, round 5. Start Island Expedition Map. Pass the turn. Opponent Cavern, probably on human. Yep. It's Hummins. Aether Vial, huh? Well, we get a Dismember. Let's slow our opponent down a little bit. Get another map. Opponent plays an Ancient Ziggurat. Noble Hierarch. Aether Vial. Well, we untap. We draw Ugin. So, Power Plant for Tower. Play Tower. Expedition Map. Pass the turn. Opponent puts a counter on Aether Vial, plays a Horizon Canopy. Opponent plays a Blind Meddling Mage. Names Ugin the Spirit Dragon. Phantasmal Images Meddling Mage, naming Karn Liberated. Well, that one we don't care as much about. So let's Expedition Map for mine. Play mine. Still 11, huh? Pass the turn. There's no reason we can't Spatial Contortion and Dismember on our opponent's turn. Opponent taking up Aether Vial to 2. Goes attacking. We'll take it. Okay. Spatially contort Meddling Mage. Opponent draws with Horizon Canopy. We're saving this Dismember basically in case of Kite Sail Freebooter. Untap. We draw Thirst for Knowledge. Opponent Violent in. Kite Sail Freebooter. Well, we terminate it with extreme prejudice. They get to look, though. Play an island. Cast Ugin. Shoot Meddling Mage. It's sacrificed. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Opponent plays a Mantis Rider. Attacks Ugin. 4/4. Ugin goes to 5. Vials in a 3-drop. Kessig Malcontents. Shoots Ugin to 2. We untap. We draw an island. That's what, 9? We can go to 10. Okay, let's Thirst. Discard land. Oh, yeah, discard land and land. Play Tower. Play Emrakul. Oh, it's still 1 away? Shoot. Well, dang. Shoot Kessig Malcontents. Slight miscalculation on my part there. I was like, oh yeah, no, this totally works out. In my defense, it's been a long day and I'm very tired. Opponent keeps Vial on 3. Opponent attacks Ugin for 4. Let's Thirst, see if we can't hit a Dismember. Let's discard 2 cards. We'll discard Spell Snare and Remand, which are going to do nothing the rest of this game anyway. Ugin down. I actually think this card's kind of bad in Humans. I think the Humans list that doesn't run this is better on average. Tower 3. Take control of our opponent's turn. Play Worm Coil. Opponent gives up. Alrighty, so against humans, we want Explosives, Chalice, Contortion, Dismember. Is that it? That might be it. I think Spell Snare out. Reman's out. Ulamog's in. Mindslaver out. And we'll cut a Treasure Mage. Try like that. Mulligan. I mean, alright. We have castable stuff. Opponent starts on claimed territory. On Hummin. Noble Hierarch. We untap. We draw Expedition Map. Urza's Power Plant. Map. Pass the turn. Dryad. What do they have that's a Dryad? No! Knight of Autumn. That's not a human. Opponent, that's illegal. You can't be doing that, okay? It's not allowed. Chalice on 1. Pass the turn. This is good, because now they can't Aether Vial. Opponent Kitesail, Freebooter. Okay, you can take the kill spell that kills Freebooter, or the Mass Unsummon. They probably take the kill spell and then just don't attack with Freebooter. Kano is tired. Feel like a bicycle. I'm too tired. Opponent attacks for 3. Oh, they take Thirst. Interesting. We draw Condescend. Play Field of Ruin. Pass the turn. Opponent goes to attacks. Yeah, no blocks. We'll take 3. Aha! You're not quite caverns. We're not quite Cavern of Souls enough. Thirst on top. Tower on top of Thirst. Untap. Draw tower, play tower. Pass the turn. Opponent goes to attacks. Contort the knight. Opponent plays Unclaimed Territory number 3. Tell you what, if you're playing Eldrazi Tron, maybe you ought to be with that kind of luck. Alright, pass the turn. Opponent attacks for 2. Sure. Opponent plays a Thalia. Well, let's thirst. Discard 2 cards. Condescend is pretty bad. Dismember doesn't do anything this turn. I guess Thalia kind of stops us from casting Aetherize. Alright. We'll get rid of those cards. Untap. We draw Expedition Map. Alright. Pass the turn. Yeah. Let's pass the turn. Opponent attacks with just Thalia. So we contort it. Opponent passes. We draw Repeal. Okay. Play map. Into our chalice. Once again, Kano very tired. Kano's very tired. Opponent cracks Horizon Canopy to draw a card. Opponent attacks for 2. I guess at this point we dismember it. Get our thirst back. Untap. Draw an island. Play an island. Pass the turn. Opponent plays an Ancient Ziggurat. Attacks for 1. Is their hand like all 1-drops? Let's thirst. Discard Ballista. Untap. Draw Talaria West. Transmute for mine. Play mine. Pass the turn. Should be able to land a Nugan next turn. And that should end the game. I say should, but don't know for certain. Opponent attacks for 1. We take 1, go to 6. Opponent plays a Cavern on human. And Offenza the Foremost. Okay. Love the card, by the way. Untap. We draw Trinket Mage. Well, let's do the Tron thing. We didn't leave up colorless mana for Spatial Contortion. Well, let's, hope that doesn't come back to bite us in the butt. Opponents could have land double Mantis Rider to kill us. We would be sad. Opponent plays a Damping Sphere, but it is a turn too late. We've already assembled Tron. Play an island. Shoot our opponent. Play a Trinket Mage. Go and get a Chalice. Could put it on 2. But I don't want to do that. We'll wait to put it on 2. If we do it all, if it requires that. When it plays a Horizon Canopy, we might just put it on 3. Opponent passes. We draw Ulamog. That does not leave us with enough to cast Ulamog. Shoot our opponent. Attack for 2. Pass the turn. Opponent passes. We draw island. Play an island. Shoot our opponent. Attack for 2. Pass. Opponent plays an unclaimed territory. We're going to cast an Ulamog for the Rubbins. Repeal Damping Sphere. Opponent says that Chalice. And we go 3 and 2. Alright. So before I call it quits for this video, this is the list. If you want to see it, there'll be a link in the description below. If you've made it this far in the video, or heck, even if you just skipped to the end, please, if you'd consider it, like this video, comment on it, or subscribe to this channel if you're so inclined. I'd appreciate it greatly. I think you're all wonderful people. And yeah, I'm going to open up this treasure chest booster for you now, and then we'll call it quits. We get 35 play points and a Roar of Reclamation. Huh. I've never seen that card before, but I think Open the Vaults is just better. Alright, well, thanks for stopping by. Bye, everybody.